Fix college football scheduling. MarkRogersTV, the voice of college football, breaking down the game we love each and every day. Best discussion, debate, and analysis. This would be the analysis part. That's our aim, goal, and mission each and every day with you. We invite you in to become part of the voice of college football. Lend us your voice in the comment section below. And of course, call into the live shows that we provide just about every day. Hit that bell for the notifications once you've subscribed to know when we go live. All right, it is time to fix college football scheduling. The big debate in college football circles right now is the playoff, and rightfully so. The playoff is not a playoff, it's an invitational, and we will fix the playoff. We've done it in the past. We will revise those videos and provide those in future weeks. We will fix the college football playoff. But before we can evaluate teams properly, we have to fix scheduling. The scheduling is broken. Just as much as the playoff, scheduling is broken in college football, both non-conference and conference scheduling. Let's start with the ACC, and we will outline why the schedule is broken and what we will do to resolve the issues. All right, first and foremost, every Power 5 conference should be playing the same number of conference games. Therefore, they're playing the same number of out-of-conference games to be evaluated fairly. Secondly, it's most egregious in the ACC and the SEC that we've got 14 teams. We only have 8 conference games. Therefore, there are teams, every team in each conference misses 5 opponents in the conference. Therefore, we don't get a proper read, and especially since the scheduling is unfair, and I will point that out and explain in just a second. So we will at least go to 9 conference games. Realignment, that's another topic. We can realign college football. We've done it in the past. We can do it again, in which there is a tighter conference schedule for each conference. The conferences are just way too big, but we are dealing with the current model of 14 teams in 3 of the Power 5 conferences, the Big Ten, the ACC, and the SEC. So we're going to correct the fairness of the scheduling as well. All right, the first thing we need to do, in addition to adding a conference game, is eliminate the divisions. We only have divisions to match up the winners of the divisions in the conference championship game, but the Big 12 has shown us that we simply take the first and second place teams in the conference to play in the conference championship game. Okay, while that can create a few issues that I won't address right now, it's best that we go to no division so we at least match up the 2 best teams or the 2 best performing teams in the conference championship game. The divisions just look nice. They just make another team feel good. They just set up nice on the laptop or on the iPhone when you're looking at the teams, and 14 teams lined up 1 through 14 looks like a little awkward, a little gangly, a little much to take in, but the divisions don't make sense and they don't serve any purpose. Actually, they make scheduling more difficult and less flexible to make the schedules fair and equitable. Here we go. In the SEC and the ACC, they have created what I will call fake rivalries. All right, so if you're not familiar with ACC and SEC scheduling, and we're dealing with the ACC today, every team in each division is matched up with a rival from the other division. So if you play in the Coastal Division, for example, you play an 8-game conference schedule. You play everyone in your division, that's 6 games, and then you play 2 teams in the other division. Well, the one opponent in the other division is a team that you play every year. And in some instances, that makes sense. North Carolina plays North Carolina State every year. It's a legit rivalry. Florida State, Miami play every year. Makes sense. Legit rivalry. We will protect the legitimate rivalries, but there's no reason to match up everybody else. It makes absolutely no sense, and it's pathetic that Boston College and Virginia Tech play every year. Every year, Boston College and Virginia Tech. There is no connection between the 2 schools or the 2 football programs, more so than any other 2 football programs in the ACC. There should be no reason why you play teams year after year after year after year after year just because they're in your division. Just because Syracuse is in Clemson's division, Syracuse has the disadvantage of having to face Clemson every year. While Pitt and Georgia Tech being a bad example because they are the designated rival of Clemson, play Clemson, for example, in this dominance era for Clemson football every year. This is how we fix it. No divisions. Protect the rivalries. Legit rivalries. They're great for college football. They're part of the fabric and tradition of college football. Florida State, Miami. Play it every year. Clemson, Georgia Tech. That's a rivalry. Play it every year. NC State, North Carolina. Play it every year. Those are the three that I would suggest and highly recommend, especially Florida State, Miami, NC State, and North Carolina every year. The other ones, Duke and Wake Forest, makes sense. If you want to protect that, fine. I don't have any strong opinion there. All right. Pitt and Syracuse would be another one based on a past Big East affiliation in geography. It makes sense. If you want to protect it and the powers that be in the ACC want to protect it, fine. We'll protect it. Otherwise, get rid of all the fake rivalries because they clutter up the schedule and they create an unfair schedule that's not equitable, and it also jams up the scheduling. All right. We're going to solve the unfair scheduling this way. So keep in mind, because of the format we just laid out, that you play everyone in your division, you play a designated rival in the other division currently, and you play another team that rotates. So think of this. Boston College and Virginia Tech, if this scheduling format goes on for the next 60 years, will play every year for the next 60 years. Boston College and Virginia Tech, that game we have to see because they're so connected, they will play 60 times. Miami and Clemson, for example, only see each other every 6 years. Therefore, in the next 60 years, while Boston College and Virginia Tech are playing 60 times, Clemson and Miami will play 10 times. It doesn't make sense. It's not fair. All right. Need to create fair scheduling. This is how we do it. Okay, let's first point out the examples, or at least one egregious example of unfair scheduling. In 2015, Georgia Tech played its division opponents, but out of division played Clemson and Florida State. Clemson and Florida State went 14-2 in conference play the previous season. Clemson and Florida State also went 14-2 that season, and those were Georgia Tech's two non-division opponents. Well, at the same time, Duke and Pitt, playing in the same division as Georgia Tech and competing for the same division championship, are playing two opponents in the other division, a combination between those two teams of Syracuse, Boston College, and Wake Forest, who went 5-11. Both the previous season, that could have been scheduled and avoided, and even that current season in 2016. I could lay out 100 examples of unfair scheduling. You can't have teams competing for the same division championship in which they have two, and in the Big Ten's case, three opponents that are so different in quality. So, by eliminating the divisions, we've got 9 conference games. Okay, that means everybody on your schedule has played 81 total conference games. Therefore, every team in the ACC each season will play a 500 schedule from the previous season. The composite of the conference schedule for every team in the ACC will be a 500 record from the season before. To explain it a different way, if you added up any team in the ACC, took NC State's schedule for what we would build for 2021, took all their opponents, all 9 opponents, their record would add up to 500. Okay, there's a slight caveat to that. We're dealing with odd numbers, with 9 times 9 being 81. Therefore, we can't hit exactly 500, of course. So everybody's going to play a composite schedule of opponents that either went 40-41 the previous season or 41-40. Okay, that's just the math and the way it works. So 40 and 41 or 41 and 40, same difference, same quality of schedule for every team in the ACC. Therefore, it's fair and equitable scheduling to determine the top 2 teams that will play in the ACC championship game. All right, I believe we've hit all the high points. That corrects the scheduling. If you can poke some holes in this format, please do in the comment section below. Let me know what you think about ACC scheduling. And listen to this. If we get this video to 10,000 views, I will build the schedule. I will build the 2021 ACC schedule. All right? And it will hit all these criteria bullet points. Every team will play its legit rivals. They will all play a composite schedule of teams that went 40 and 41 or 41 and 40 the previous full season in the ACC. Therefore, we'll have to go to the 2019 season because Notre Dame screwed up 2020 and COVID did as well. All right, that's our layout for the ACC. We've got the SEC, the Big Ten, the Pac-12, and oh yes, the Big 12 coming up as well. Right here at MarkRogersTV, the voice of college football. And again, 10,000 views on this video, and I will build the ACC schedule for you, and we'll lay it out like that. All right, we will see you next with another Power 5 conference.